Hi, it's Mary Allen with IT in Canada, and I'm here today at Canada 3.0 talking with Michael Glenn, who's Vice President Products for Zerofootprint. Hi Michael, thanks very much for taking the time to speak with me this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thanks. Michael, I have a question about Zerofootprint and about the carbon measurement tools that you've been providing for some time in the market. My question is about the marketplace itself. It's become increasingly crowded, so I'm wondering what differentiates your products and services from those of your competitors, and what Zerofootprint's unique value proposition is.
Right. We see it in a few different areas. One specifically is that about 30% of a building's operation is due to behavioral, the people within the building. 70% is the operations and the people, the infrastructure of the building. So we're actually focusing on the 30%, which we feel is underserved. The second thing is, because we're focusing on the occupants of buildings and their behavior, we know that the design has to be quite striking, has to be quite simplistic, but also convey the right amount of information. So we put a lot of emphasis on the design. We find that a lot of our competitors don't pay attention to that nearly at the level that we do. Finally, what we're trying to do is move beyond just simple metrics on the screen, but we're actually trying to engage at a social level and understand what drives people's behavior further. We know for a fact that by showing people information on how they compare to others, that you're going to see about a 1.5 to 3% change, but we know that there is a capability to reach upwards of 15% based on the research. We feel that things like competition, benchmarking in a social atmosphere, as well as providing additional incentives like financing or methods of reducing your environmental impact and energy consumption are differentiating our product and driving people higher towards that 15%.
Okay, so you really are providing a solution rather than a calculator.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Can you talk to me about Canada and who your natural constituency is? Who are you finding is most receptive to your message? Is there a particular type of organization or vertical that you're most successful with?
Yep. So in the end consumer or the resident is one of our primary focuses, but we have different ways of reaching them. So we've done a project with the Toronto District School Board, and we're starting with students. One of our products was used to benchmark the Toronto District School Board, starting with their Eco Schools program. They liked that so much that they asked us to do all 600 schools in the product. Their Eco Schools program engages with students, so using our product is one tool for understanding what the energy consumption normalized of a school is against other schools, helps students ask really great questions. Residents, specifically in a home, we target through the utility, so through their local distributor. So these utilities purchase our software. We integrate directly with data that comes out of them, be it traditional data or smart meter data, and that's passed on to the end user, given their opt-in permission. And then finally we look at commercial endeavors. So that could be mainly like an office space. You could think of an office tower. We find at least a lot of in real estate and commercial, they want to control costs, they want to be better stewards and control energy and the emissions related, but also in real estate they're finding that they're losing tenants in the Toronto area, for instance, to newer buildings that are being able to be branded as more energy efficient and more green. They see tools like ours being able to change a significant portion of the building's energy operating costs to be a great way of either attracting new tenants or keeping that turnover low.
In terms of green, and in the case of the utilities, how do you help the customers define green? And what can you do to shape some of the consumer behavior?
Right. So in the past, a lot of companies and organizations have tried to have labels like Energy Star and LEED, and those are great, and they talk about the potential that's there, but they don't actually talk about what the operation of those devices and the operation of that building consists of. So what we do is we take multiple data sets, or a rather large data set, and we split it into thirds to be really simplistic about it. We say the best third is the greenest, the middle is the average, and the top third is the worst. And we let people on an ongoing basis profile themselves, profile their business, their group, and then we give them tips, methodologies that they can reduce their operating footprint so that they can move towards the green, move towards that green zone. Just by showing people that comparison influences their behavior, and by layering on additional information, and competition ideas, also bringing in methods of financing, you start to improve that.
So Canada 3.0's theme conference theme this year is Moonshot by 2017. And can you tell me how Zero Footprint might contribute towards this broad goal?
Right. So we've taken a look at the smart meter market in Ontario as really the example of what we think other markets will have. About 4 million smart meters deployed, over 90% of the market, residential market in Ontario, and now they're moving to commercial industrial. The problem, as I've said to others before, is they're only using one method of trying to reduce people's consumption, and that's by adjusting how much they pay. So you're penalized when you're used at peak. Now that's great that we're trying to get people to use less by charging them more. However, we believe that there is a platform of data that's not really being utilized there. It's being locked into utilities, it's locked into silos, and we believe that the consumer, the end consumer, will benefit much more if that data is unlocked, if that data is provided based on their opt-in at the consumer's discretion to third parties. And so what we'd like to see is work between utilities and government to try and work on standards and methodologies to provide the consumer the option of sharing that information automatically with third-party services.
Thanks very much, Michael. Good luck with it.
Thank you.